There are definitely several areas of digital marketing by which anyone can make money, obviously, right? Let's talk about social media management, managing social media platform for clients, search engine optimization, website design, and a couple of other ones also. What if I told you there is a niche, a particular niche in digital marketing by which people make crazy figures these days, and this particular niche is, of course, also less competitive, right? It requires a lot of seriousness, a lot of attention to details, but also pays handsomely. Anyways, welcome to the masterclass. My name is Patrick Ezeji, and I spent 11 years of my life in digital marketing, exploring several areas in this industry, right? I've done search engine optimization, I've built countless amount of websites and a host of other things in this particular industry. So before I delve into the discussion of the day, it becomes very important to give you a background into it, right? Let's understand why business owners need to be online in the first place, right? Because a good understanding of this will also help you understand this particular niche in digital marketing and why exactly it is a current hot cake, why business owners are crazy about it. Now, there are three reasons obviously a business must be online in the first place, and I say this every time I have the opportunity to discuss digital marketing from the perspective of business, right? There are three reasons a business goes online, three reasons a business must be online in the very first place. And the very first reason, obviously and usually, is to gain business visibility, right? A business cannot succeed if it is not visible on the internet space, right? And the second reason for being online, obviously, is to become relevant. When a business communicates its values, its unique selling propositions to the right audiences, right? That is communicating relevance. A guy needing to market his product and rake in some profit, get in contact with a business that does it well, that can help lower the cost of acquiring customers, whilst also helping this particular client to make money as well. That already is communicating solution to the person's problem. That is being relevant, right? So when a business is visible and it is also relevant, it makes money. Take for instance also a client looking for a 2-bedroom apartment to buy in a specific location, right? Sees the right real estate company currently selling 2-bedroom apartment in that same exact location. That is solution to this particular problem, right? And that of course is relevance. So business visibility plus relevance obviously will birth profitability. So three reasons a business must be online in the first place: business visibility, business relevance, and of course profitability as well. Now, there are several niches in this particular industry by which businesses can achieve these three objectives, starting with visibility and relevance, right? Social media, email marketing, and several other niches or strategies or areas, anyhow you prefer to call it, are different approaches by which a business can achieve visibility and business relevance as well. But at the end of the day, right, some of these niches or strategies take a longer period to mature. It take a longer period to help business become visible, relevant, and make money. Take search engine optimization, for instance. It takes sometimes 6 months to 7 months before a business is able to get visible on the search engine result page, and of course also communicate its value and obviously make money, right? So it simply means that SEO is very important for business growth also, but it happens in the long term. Email marketing sometimes is the same thing. Social media management also may take a long time to mature, right? But a specific niche or area of digital marketing allows business owners to get visibility in just a few days, right? And of course also get to become relevant to their ideal audiences in just a few days. And this particular area is what we call the media buying, right? Which obviously houses pay-per-click advertising, right? So in this particular masterclass, we will be considering media buying, why it is important, and how you can break into it, and very importantly also how you can make crazy figures also in this particular industry. An average media buyer at the moment makes as much as $4,000 to $8,000 if you get a foreign gig, especially from a place like Nigeria. The reason media buying is important is because it allows business owners to get immediate visibility, get to become relevant almost immediately, and of course also make money almost immediately. Take Facebook advertising for example. If you run PPC ad on Facebook today, you are sure to start getting results in a couple of days if the advert is done well. But of course, media buying goes far beyond Facebook advertising, Google advertising, and several other areas of PPC campaign. It also covers programmatic advertising, which is what we will be considering in this particular masterclass if you stay till the end, right? So once again, let me give you a nugget into what you'll be learning in this masterclass. You will get to see PPC campaign from a different perspective, right? And very importantly, you will get to understand what programmatic advertising is and why it is important in the overall media buying sphere, and why business owners also love programmatic advertisers. So if you understand programmatic advertising and of course other areas of PPC campaign, you will be a hot cake, and of course you will make money as well, provided you're able to land your foreign gigs, right? So now let's get right into this immediately, and I will help you understand how all of these things work and how you can once again break into them. So what exactly is media buying? So media buying is simply a niche in digital marketing by which business owners buy advertising slots on various media platforms in order to reach their ideal audiences per time. I mean, when they want to see them and where exactly they are. Now, note the keywords, the purchase or the buying of advertising slots on various media platforms. So take for instance, a business will decide to buy advertising slot. When these adverts show up on a billboard, that already is media buying. And I want to believe you are not ruling out the fact that billboard marketing is still very important. Even Coca-Cola itself still does billboard advertising. So a guy buys a slot on a billboard, a guy buys advertising slot on a popular media platform, a guy buys advertising slot on CNN, on BBC, on Bloomberg, right, on Reuters, on Al Jazeera, and all these big platforms, right? That exactly is media buying. So a guy also buys slot on Facebook, on Google, on Twitter, X, and Pinterest, maybe TikTok or thereabouts. These are simply digital platforms, right? Digital media buying. So yeah, media buying is simply buying or the purchase of advertising slots on various platforms. It can either be offline platforms, right, like billboards, and maybe a television show, a television half hour, or maybe a digital platform like Facebook, like Router, like MSNBC, like CNN, like BBC, and stuff like that, or maybe on some popular blogs that these are digital media platforms. So when a guy buys a slot on either the offline or the online platform, that exactly is what we call media buying. And the whole essence is so that you are able to become visible and of course become relevant. So one of the very many reasons business owners like to do media buying, I have said this again and I'll repeat it, right? It's just so that they can get results almost immediately. And of course, some of these platforms offer millions in reach. Take Facebook for example. Facebook active daily users is running in billions, and the same thing is applicable to several other media platforms or channels, right? People visit CNN, millions of people visit CNN almost every day, and that makes it a very juicy spot for business owners to drop their creatives, their marketing creatives or their marketing banners. So a guy who is able to intelligently buy a spot or a slot on any of these platforms becomes a go-to media buyer. Now, once again, going forward, I will explain to you some of the qualities of a media buyer and of course how exactly you can also break into it. But before that, I'd like to say that in our course, we have covered media buying also as a module, right? We have close to 45 videos that walks you through media buying, both in theory and of course completely also in practical, right? About 45 videos in our digital marketing course, right? Meaning that you'll be learning so many things in digital marketing plus media buying also. Over 45 videos dedicated to media buying alone, apart from search engine optimization and several other areas of digital marketing that you're going to be learning in our course. You may want to reach out using the contact details showing on the screen. So now let's get to the second phase of our discussion in this masterclass, right? You can also become a media buyer. You can become a go-to media buyer, right? And it doesn't take so much. You need zero experience to get into this. But the most important thing is you have to be serious and you have to be ready to pay attention to details. There are going to be several things that you will see. You will see figures, you will see confusing platforms, right? For example, you'll be seeing the Google DV360 platform, and you may not have seen this platform before. You'll be seeing the normal Google advertising interface, the normal Facebook Business Manager, and of course Twitter or X Business Manager account, and several platforms that you'll be confused about. You will also need to understand how to read your ideal audiences, understand your ideal audiences and what particular or specific platform they are always interacting with. And once again, we have covered this in our course where we looked into the customer avatar from end to end, helping you understand how best to map out your ideal audiences or your ideal customers, right, before you get into launching a media campaign. I will get to my board immediately. I'll make you some very important explanations so that you are able to flow, so that you're able to better understand media buying and why you should also break into it immediately. Hello and welcome to this section of the masterclass. In this particular section, we will consider the types of media buying directly on the board, right? And this is very important so that you are not in confusion of the various branches or the various arms of media buying. So if you are going to become a go-to media buying expert or media buying specialist or simply a media buyer, you will need to understand the arms, the various branches of media buying, and probably make your choice on which area specifically you want to niche down on or you want to focus on. Yeah, in my own case, I do all of the areas of media buying, right? So it wouldn't be a bad idea also if you decide to settle for media buying as a whole, right? But once again, it becomes very important to make you a list of the types of media buying so that you can begin to make up your mind on the area of or on the specific area of media buying to actually settle for. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right to the board and let's get to consider these types of media buying together. So here are the types of media buying that we have. Sometimes I call this the branches of media buying. The very first type of media buying is the traditional media buying. Obviously, this area of media buying comprises of things like TV advertising, right? We've got radio advertising, we've got the normal newspaper advertising, and and a couple of other traditional means by which you can get to reach your ideal audiences also, to become visible, and of course, very importantly, to become relevant and become profitable, right? So yeah, traditional media buying, and this is still very much with us. Billboard, right? This is still very much with us these days. If you understand how to go about negotiating with TV owners, radio platforms, newspaper owners, or magazines, right? Magazines or even billboard owners, you will get to reach millions of users, right? And of course, you will also get to become visible and relevant as well. So yeah, apart from this, we have the digital media buying, which comprises of both the social and the search and display. Right now, when we talk about social, we are looking at things like Facebook, right? We're looking at IG, X, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok. So yeah, if you understand how to run simple campaigns on social media platforms, simple PPC campaigns on social media platforms, I mean profitable PPC campaigns on social media platform, you get qualified to be called a media buying professional, right? So yeah, once again, we will look at all of this and see how exactly you can break into them. So apart from digital, so apart from social, we have search. Yeah, so under search, we have things like the search engine marketing, where you get to run a search campaign on platforms like Google, right? Platforms like Bing, and several other platforms. We have display. Now under display, you run ads on display networks, and of course one particular area that allows you to run display campaign also is still Google, right? Google allows you to run display campaigns on several display networks, right? So yeah, search, social, display, all of these are good examples of digital media buying as a type of media buying. The next one is the programmatic advertising, which allows you to automate the advertising running process. So it is usually seen as a deeper step compared to other types of PPC campaign that you may know, right? So a programmatic advertising usually allows you to target bigger channels that may not have been listed on Facebook, that may not have been listed on the normal Google advertising platform, right? That you know, right? Platforms like CNN, BBC, Bloomberg, Reuters, Al Jazeera, and several of these bigger platforms can actually be targeted on programmatic advertising, right? And usually this type of advertising is carried out on DSP platforms. And what I mean by DSP platform is simply the demand side platforms, right? Where you get to bid in real time. I mean live bidding on various advert exchanges, right? So there are usually various advert exchanges. So there are demand side platforms, DSPs, and here you simply set up your advert, and on various advert exchanges where you see plenty exchanges and several platforms, several advertising platforms, I mean businesses that have slots. Let's say CNN, BBC, Bloomberg, and what have you, millions of other platforms that have packages to sell, that have advert slots to sell, right, are all listed on various exchanges, right? And you get to, each of these will tell you what sort of campaign they currently have available. I mean, you see them on the various exchanges, what sort of portfolio do they have for sale, what sort of advert slot do they have for sale, and what type of media buying campaign, what type of bidding right? What type of slot do they have available, and who can bid for them? So a guy comes to set up, a business comes to the DSP platform, set up their advert, and set up the advert obviously on DSP platforms, and go to various exchanges to look for available portfolios, available positions for advert on these platforms, and bid for them real time, right? Bid for them real time. And of course, we covered all of this in detail in our course. I mean, practically far deeper than what you currently see on the screen, right? So yeah, that is what we have done in our course. We covered the programmatic advertising in a very deeper sense, and of course in a very practical step also, how to set up an account, how to set up a platform on DV360, right? And of course also how to set up a DSP platform on Amazon DSP, right? So you learn how to do all of this, how to set up your DV360 account, and of course how to set up an Amazon DSP account, and how to set up your programmatic advertising campaign, right? How to bid properly on the various exchanges and all of that, right? So yeah, programmatic advertising is a whole lot. It's a completely different area of media buying. Although a good understanding of the basics, the Facebook advertising, the Google advertising, will help you to also master the programmatic advertising as well, right? But of course, you need to understand that programmatic advertising is simply automation, right? Automation of advertising. You set up your advert on DSP, you automate it by itself to bid, right? These guys drop all of the things that they have available. You also come to the exchanges and you see all of them, right? And you bid in real time, right? Live. You bid live on this particular available portfolios, right? So yeah, the various types of bidding, the various bidding types are also covered in our course as well, right? I do hope you take your time to reach out and get to learn how our media buying course actually work, to see how exactly you can also enroll. So yeah, moving on from here, we have affiliate and influencer media buying. So as the name sounds, you are simply going to be reaching out to affiliates who in turn help to place your campaign on their platform, right? So yeah, an affiliate, yeah, so a guy simply gets your banner, gets your campaign, and promote it on any platform of their choice, right? When anybody comes calling in through that, they get paid a commission. And of course, influencer on the other hand, simply influence for you, place the campaign also on their platform where they've generated massive following or massive follower base, and when a conversion happens from there, you obviously get to pay them for doing that. So yeah, I actually this is not actually a popular media buying strategy. Usually just few persons still do affiliate and influencer marketing, influencer media buying, but a whole lot of people do traditional on these platforms, right? Media buying on search, on display, and of course also on social, and a whole lot are beginning to embrace programmatic at the moment. And all of these once again have been covered in our course, right? So yeah, let's move on to the next slide, guys, and let's get to consider some other very important areas of media buying. I hope you understand the types of media buying right now, and I hope you are motivated to consider a career in media buying. Once again, media buyers who understand traditional, who understand media, digital media buying, who understand programmatic advertising, earn as much as $4K to $8K per month if they eventually land some foreign gigs, right? So yeah, thank you so much, guys, and let's get to move on to the next slide. So welcome to this slide. let's consider how you can grow a successful career in media buying, right? Yeah, so the very first step to growing a successful career in media buying is to get trained, right? You cannot grow in media buying if you don't get training. Obviously, because a type of media buying like the programmatic media buying is a bit confusing if you don't get training on it, right? And setting up platforms, setting up your DSP platforms also is going to be a bit confusing if you don't get trained on it, right? So yeah, get trained, right? And of course, in the course of getting training, you will also get mentoring. So a trainer obviously is meant to eventually mentor you and hold you by the hand and help you grow in the industry, right? So apart from this, also you need to get practical, right? Yeah, you need to practice, obviously, because if you get trained and you don't practice, you may not do well, right? Which is why in our course we also do internship opportunity. We give out the opportunity of doing internship with small business owners. I mean, business owners are looking forward to getting someone to manage their account. So once again, a media buying course is staged inside a complete package, a complete digital marketing course package, right? So our digital marketing course comprises of email marketing, SEO, several other areas of digital marketing, website designing, and very importantly, media buying, right? So yeah, you get to practice all of the things you are going to be learning. You practice Google advertising, the normal Google advertising, Facebook advertising, right? IG advertising, TikTok, right? TikTok, search advertising on Google, display campaign on Google, shopping campaign on Google, and several other areas of Google advertising that you are going to be interfacing with, right? And very importantly, programmatic advertising, learning the basics of programmatic advertising and setting up a DSP platform, right? So yeah, these are the two reasons, these are the two ways by which, so yeah, this is the second way by which you can grow in media buying. And very importantly also, you need to try as much as possible to get a real gig, right? A real gig that your mentor is definitely going to be assisting with ensuring you don't make mistake, right? So you need to get a real gig, right? A real gig will help you to grow also in media buying. And of course, when you get a real gig, your mentor should help you to succeed, which is one of the things we also offer in our course. When you get trained from us, you also stand a chance of getting mentoring when you get a real gig. We help you to search or to source for gigs, right? While this is not 100% guaranteed, we are simply going to be preparing you to getting a gig, your CV, your portfolio that you've been able to acquire from this practical class, right? We'll put all of that together to help you start searching for real gigs, right? So yeah, these are some of the ways by which you can grow in media buying and grow very fast, right? I hope this makes sense to you. Once again, media buying is a very juicy industry, and business owners are currently looking out for professional media buyers, and I do hope you pick up this challenge and run with it, right? So you can earn as much as $4K to $8K doing media buying, because it is less competitive at the moment, requiring real attention to detail and seriousness, while also compensating for every minute you spend getting it done, right? Thank you so much, and I'll be waiting to hear from you. Obviously, let's discuss how media buying, let's discuss how you can break into media buying and get the most out of it also whilst it is still hot, right? So Thank you so much, everyone. Kindly reach out with the contact displayed on the screen, and I'll be waiting to have that very important discussion with you.